Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to downtown Chicago for round number 6 of the Racer Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series right here on Racers Elite Network. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth. Alongside me will be the one, the only Matt Mettler, but he will be joining me right before race start, or just about a little bit after the race starts. But today, these drivers will tackle this road course as they get ready for round number 6. Chicago street course is a 2.12 mile track. Pit road limit speed is 45 miles an hour. The air temperature out here is 79 degrees. It is 116 track temperature. And let me tell you what, it means that track is going to be slick on these streets. These drivers will have 4 additional tires, 1 fast repair. There will be no Green-White-Checkers today, as we will be going flag to flag here on the streets. And let's go ahead and head down trackside, as we do have a couple vehicles out here on track right now. We do currently have Alan Wild in that number 33 machine. He's currently out here putting down some quick laps. Blair Holloman, he is just now leaving the pits here. And we're going to actually go right on board here with Blair Holloman in just a quick moment. And we're going to see what it is like to drive around this beautiful circuit here of the streets of Chicago once he gets back over here to the start-finish line. As you see Alan Wild getting around the Fountain corner and heading back down here to the final corners of the speedway. Start-finish line, Alan Wild, he will put down the lap time of 1:35.138. And Kensley Smith, he currently holds the top spot with a 1:33.106. Blair Holloman slowly making his way around this speedway. Alrighty. We're going to ride on board here with Blair Holloman as he heads down the front straightaway, hard braking here into turn number 1. A little bit loose there as we come across the up here into turn 2, which is a strong right-hander. This one's going to be kind of like a little kink in the road for turn number 3. And then heavy braking into turn number 4. They got to be careful because there is that little lip there right before they get there, so they do have to take it easy. As he makes his way out of turn number 5, he's going to come back down towards the center of the track, which is the opposite turn 1. As he hits turn 5, come right against that wall, then he's going to shoot across the track and hit the right-hander of turn 6. And then this long sweeping left-hander, I like to call it the fountain corner, as this is a long sweeping turn around a fountain into the Arby's right-hander of turn 7, 8. A short shoot across this bridge to, I believe this is turn 9, something like that, and right back to the start-finish line. And that is one full lap around this circuit. As we take a look here at that U-Haul number 27 machine, I'm sorry. Almost up against the wall. That first lap was a 33.255. Let's see what he can do here as they approach up here into turn 3. And while we are getting this here set up here for the race here today at Chicagoland, I'm sorry, at the street course of Chicago, we're going to show you the point standings right before we get going green here today. Front straightaway, he was not able to better his time, so he's going to qualify with a 2:55. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at your current point standings. Currently, Blair Holloman in that number 27 machine, he currently holds the points lead over Alex Heft by just 18 points. And then right behind him is teammate Sean Dunaway, your defending truck champion, just 25 points back, followed by Brandon Sanfilippo and Andrew Teff will round out your top 5. Aaron Roth, Troy Thomas, Kirby Wainscott, Jonathan Stidham, and Curtis Ecker, they're all within 61 points and below here in the point standings for your top 10. I guess you can also add Kensley Smith in the 15 there as well, as he is tied for that 10th position. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, our drivers are getting ready to rock and roll. And let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for today's race. starting on the pole, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be that number 15, Kensley Smith, followed by Blair Holloman in the number 27 machine. Inside of row number 2, we got that 77 United States Marine driver, Alex Gates. He'll be joined by the road racer of Andrew F. The 57 of Aaron Rock, he'll be on the inside of row number 3. To his outside, Alex Teft in the Racer Elite Network, number 43. The NC811.org, Alan Wild in the number 33. He'll be joined by Jonathan Stidham in the 22. Trey Poke in that Bud Light number 55. He'll be on the inside of row number 5. To his outside, it's going to be the 707 of Chris Gotzel. The 96 Nelson's number machine driven by Barry Nelson. He'll be joined by that Raptor number 23 of Frank Robbins. Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 Racers Elite machine. He'll be joined by the number 99 of Philip Archibald. The 94 Christopher Pendel, he'll pick up the inside of row number 8. To his outside, the number 50 of Terry Fennell. And that is going to round out your field here today, as these drivers are getting ready to rock and roll. So Blair Holloman, Kensley Smith, they will lead the field to the green flag this time by. And let me tell you what, I watched practice here, and a lot of these drivers have struggled, especially on corner exit. It is so easy to spin your tires around this circuit if they are not able to get down the power just right. They will be going around. I am also told here, ladies and gentlemen, that our fuel window for today sits at just about 23 laps. So we can anticipate somewhere between 20 to 25 for these drivers to come down. And it is going to be possible to make it a one-stop race. But if these drivers have any sort of trouble, they can easily do it on 2. But obviously these drivers are going to do everything they can just to make it on one stop, instead of giving up all that valuable time and as Andrew Teft, he put it, it is going to be hard to unmad the tires. This track, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is nice and hot. It's going to be very, very slick. And these drivers are going to have to see what they can do with what they have. As we come high above the streets of Chicago, they're making their way into the final couple corners here before we're going to release these trucks into the wild here. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is your track here for today. And let's go ahead and change it to position. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The pace truck is off, and we are getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here today. And the green flag is out here in Chicago as these drivers make their way down here into turn number 1. Alex Gates making his way around the outside here of Kensley Smith. as Blair Holloman, he was able to successfully take over that race lead in that U-Haul number 27. And here comes Alex Gates now trying to work on the right side of Kensley Smith. And so far, everybody's made it around turns 1 and 2 just fine. And now they're coming down here into turn number 3 and 4 as they will start to make their way down this back straightaway into turn number 6. As we take a look here, as we see Christopher Pendel in that number 93 or 94 machine making his way into turn number 7 and into the fountain curve. All right, but leading the first lap here, it will be Blair Holloman in that number 27 machine. Whoops, which is absolutely no surprise as we've got one truck around. That's going to be Jonathan Stidham in that number 22 machine. As he is now able to get that truck turned back around. Let's go back and take a look here and see what happened on exit here. He just kind of got into it a little too hard there and spun it out and hit that inside wall. But no harm, no foul. He is continuing. Alex Gates, he was able to get that good pass on the number 15 of Kensley Smith as they make their way down the back straightaway here into turn number 5. I'm sorry, 6. And then turn 7. Easy does it here for Aaron Roth as he is tracking down the 98 of Andrew Teft. Andrew Teft currently holding strong here in the 4th position. I'm sorry, I was just reading Sophie's message. Sophie, was that during the starting grid earlier? Because if that's the case, I do apologize. Aaron Roth, he just had a big moment here. We're going to go back here and take a look, see what happened as he was heading down here into turn number 4. He just got, huge contact for Aaron Roth. But that truck pretty much hit flesh, and he is pulling away. Yeah, he is going to have to come down as he did blow that engine. But Aaron Roth, he is now slowly making his way onto the straight where the start-finish line is. He will have to come into pits as Terry Fennell is coming up behind him here. give me one moment here. Oh. As we take a look here at Kensley Smith in that third position, he is still trying to track down the number 77 of Alex Gates, as that number 10 machine of Kirby Wainscott's, he has issues coming down here into turn number 1. He just overshot the corner there and pounded that outside wall. Very unfortunate there. But right now, it is Blair Holloman in the number 27 all the way out front.
Yeah, he really did pound the wall there, that 10 machine. It's easy to do there. It's very quick braking zone.
As I hear a little sound in my ear. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe, welcome to the booth, Matt Metler.
What is up, brother? Welcome to Chi-Town.
I cannot hear you, Matt. Do you got a copy?
I got you loud and clear there, buddy.
Hang on. Maybe it's on my end.
10-4.
All right, Matt, let's try that again. Do you got a copy?
Got you loud and clear there, Tower.
All right, yeah, you are very, very quiet on my end. Let me finish cranking you up there. And let's make sure that they can hear you through their ears. Can you give me another good radio check here for just a brief moment?
Radio check 1, 2.
Beautiful.
Loud and clear now, sir.
You are very quiet in my ears.
Okay. I did have to switch my splitter, so let me...
No, I got you loud and clear.
Copy that. 10-4. So Chi-Town is the place of this race, and the first thing I saw when I jumped up in the booth was the 10 pile drive the wall there in that difficult braking zone. Unfortunate for Kirby. Holloman is the leader, and he's got U-Haul on that Ram. Isn't that fitting for this race?
Yep.
It looks like a work truck out there. That is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah,
Look at him drifting off the corner there.
Yeah, he did tell us last week that he was going to undust that U-Haul number 27 and bring it out this week. But here he is. And, you know, I'm actually really surprised in that number 77 of Alex Gates. He is actually able to keep pace up here with Blair Holloman.
Yeah, that 77 Chevrolet, obviously, he's got the Marine Corps on board, Semper Fidelis. As we go back to this replay, taking a look at Barry Nelson here in the 96. You know, he wheel hopped it and then he tail slapped it and almost took it right literally to the face. What a job getting on the binders there. That was intense moments there for Christopher Pendle. But great heads up getting that truck woed down just in time as he was literally being stared in the face, and that's always not a good thing here at the Chicago Street Course. Jump on board now. Right into the Blue Cross Blue Shield sector of this course. And, well, hey, at least if you get in trouble here, you should have good health care coverage, or you would think, since they sponsor that sector of the course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And right now, these guys are having an amazing race out here out front. And like I said, Alex Gates, he's able to keep up here with the likes of Blair Holloman. He's able to stay out in front of Kensley Smith here. And, you know, that's not too bad if you ask me. And I just got word Philip Archibald in the 99 just had some issues.
Tell you what, the paint scheme on that truck is beautiful. I know I mentioned it last week, but just love the Renthal scheme. Oh, same thing pretty much. He almost had it cleared, but he scuffs the safer, or excuse me, not safer barrier, but that that special walling they use to set up these street courses. He should be able to carry on, though. Oh, the 33 is going to loop it. He gave it a little too much hot sauce there. Able to get out of the way and carry on. And a lot like the naval base, this course reminds me of, Mike. I know the layout is different, but when you factor in all the different asphalt changes, you know, because the roads in real life are always being worked on, especially up in the northern states. There's a lot of snow that flies in this part of the country, and the salt really does not mix well with these streets. And what you'll find is you're going to see different sections of asphalt, the different colors and darknesses. That all translates to different grip levels, bumps, no bumps, and that only aggravates these Dr. Feelgoods in conjunction with the bumps out there, because this is a day-to-day road. And everything you do, every lap, every time you go around this place, it really impacts the handling and drivability of your vehicle. Oh, 33 blowing through another braking zone there. And let's not forget, this track is hot right now. So these drivers are really having to do a lot of throttle control to make sure they can escape carnage, as the 33 got up close and personal there. Almost pile drove it in there again. Mike, you can see how quickly these tires are going away. It's only working lap 8 of the scheduled 45, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as Andrew, you know, informed us earlier, it is going to be hard not to make these tires happy around this speedway. Because let me tell you what, these truck drivers are doing everything they can to be fast. But unfortunately, at the same time, though, it is eating away at these tires.
And I'm not sure about the truck model, but other cars on this course, I happen to love this configuration. Once you upset them, you really can't settle them back down. So once you kind of get them heated up, you're going to have to suffer with that condition until you come down pit road and put 4 new Dr. Feelgoods on it. And from what I'm seeing here right now, these drivers are really struggling with turn in on corner entry. They're really having to jump on the binders here and back these corners up. And I'll tell you what, Gates is definitely starting to reel in the U-Haul man, who's literally hauling out there on the racetrack right now. He owns P1, but the Marines looking to be large and in charge here. However, Holloman gets a great corner exit, and he's going to open it back up just a little bit as Holloman, Gates, and the Talladega man. I didn't think I'd see him inside the top 3. Kinsley Smith run in the money spots right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As we come back here, take a look here at Frank Chavez. He had big issues up here. Turn 6. Oh.
Hank Slapper.
Yeah, big time. And Barry Nelson in that 96 had issues here in turn 7.
Maybe we can place a side bet on how many more times that particular area. Oh! WWE style into that safer barrier there. I mean, that was violent.
Yeah, definitely a really hard hit so far to a lot of these trucks, and Barry Nelson was able to bring his machine into the pits. As we take a look here at Alex Gates, he keeps getting closer and closer and putting more pressure on the back bumper of Blair Holloman.
Holloman seems to be good through the Red Cross Blue Shield sector of this course, and then when you get over to Arby's Alley and all the fast food sponsored areas, the 77 seems to be faster in that zone. In particular, that corner right there is the Achilles heel right now for the 77. That's where he loses all the time he has gained on Holloman, at least the past 2 to 3 laps now. If he can figure out where he's getting beat, specifically in that zone, look for him to be able to really pressure for this P1 position. But due to the fact that this is like a long, wide open area, you can really see how just getting off the corner really stretches it out. Now as we come up through this section, over the hill into these intricate braking zones, watch Gates close it back in. We'll see if he can do it again.
Look at Blair Holloman let that back into that U-Haul truck just slide out from underneath of him as he's trying to get a little quicker around this racetrack. Because let me tell you what, Alex Gates is right there on that back bumper. I don't even think you could have fit a piece of paper right there between Gates and the wall. Oh, Gates is looking. Gates thought about it. Well, this is turning into to be one of the best battles of the day right here for your race lead. And we're not even halfway through this event yet.
No, and I know at the top of the broadcast there was probably some discussion about one stopping this race. I just don't see how that's possible if our leaders are going to be racing this hard. I mean, you're asking a lot out of the Goodyear Eagles. Perhaps it's possible, but that's what I'm worried about right there. As long as you keep this type of pace up, those tires are going to continue to expire faster than you probably anticipated. I don't see how a one stop is going to work if you race at this pace. Oh, the 57 face first takes a speed date to those tires. He's going to have to get that thing righted the right way, put it in gear here and just flip it around. This, of course, on the instant replay. All he got out of the way as the leaders were coming through. Great heads up there by that driver.
Yeah, definitely really good heads up driver here as turn number 1 claimed another victim in Philip Archibald. And Aaron Roth, he's continuing to have issues getting that truck back around this speedway. I think he's probably going to have to, yeah, he did stop and get a tow back to the pits. And turn number 1 once again, oh, almost, no, Truth Hoke had issues here in turn 2. Oh, kept it off the wall. He was able to get it refired and pull away. That was close.
Pardon me as I'm having a sneezing attack on my end. I'm going to stay muted for just a second.
Alrighty. Blair Holloman, he is able to get out a little bit more to a about a half-second lead, so probably about 1 truck length back to Alex Gates, as we have Frank Chavez in that number 23 having more issues. Let's go ahead and jump back to that 23 machine, see here what happened as he is heading down here towards turn 7. A little too hard on the binders and into that wall. Yeah,
he may have accidentally hit the go-go gadget disaster button. However, not much damage to the front of that EcoBoost F-150. He might have got away with one there. As this battle for the lead, though, is impressive. I mean, these two guys are duking it out Formula One style right now. Oh, that's that. Uh-oh. And see right there, that's potential wheel damage. That 27 is hurt right now, and that's what I was worried about, watching them go as hard as they were with the way the tires fall off, particularly on this truck. I mean, you could look how much camber is in the left front of that truck now as we go on board.
My bad. Yeah, see, you could tell he cannot get off the corners as good as he was. And it looks like that wheel is off by like 5 to 10 degrees right here as he's coming down the back straightaway. So yeah, he's definitely struggling right now in that 27 machine.
And you can almost see how that truck almost looks like it's skating with the skew that's in it. And that hit that he put there on that, particularly on the left front of this truck right here, you can see the camber is kind of knocked out of it. That's only going to increase the tire wear as well on that particular axle. Yep. And that's only going to hurt things here. However, he's doing a heck of a job compensating for it as he holds on to that second place position. Gates in that 77, who was applying the pressure for about 7 or 8 laps, it felt like, the victor of just trying to make the 27 run faster than he was comfortable with. One mistake, that's all it takes here at this place to completely change the course of your afternoon. As we now go through the field, taking a look at another replay here. Did the 99 back it in there again? He does.
Yeah, Philip Archibald having real issues down here in turn number 1. I mean, Philip, if you really want to go to the ER with, Blue Cross Blue Shield, just say so. You don't have to keep hitting their sponsors, okay? I'm just saying.
I thought maybe it was an X Games portion to this race, perhaps, because, they're getting really good at, kicking the back of that truck out, just missing the tires, and parking the tailgate right at the start of that advertisement. Look at the 27 still drifting off the corner. So even with that truck being wounded, he is still able to get around this place at a pretty good clip. That is an impressive piece of driving from Blair Holloman. He has put some seat time in this week to prepare for this race. However, I don't believe we're going to see any full course yellows here unless I believe there's a massive blockage out there on the racetrack. So he's going to need some big time help as we now go back to the 43. Alex Teft, I believe he had a moment just a couple seconds ago.
Turn 2. Now that could have been avoided if he slowed down a little bit more as he approached those tires.
And see, that's the battle that you play with yourself inside the cockpit of that race truck. If you slow down and apply too much brake pedal, that's going to do what? That's going to lock the tires up. That's going to create more heat. So you're trying to find that perfect balance. And sometimes that bump right there is going to ruin someone's day. I promise you, over the course of this race, we've seen a couple guys almost shoot straight into the concrete barrier there. As Teft got away with another one as he comes into this hard blind turn, coming back to the start-finish line. This is another tricky portion of the racetrack that doesn't get enough credit because you really got to get it wound down for this hairpin corner here. Well, I shouldn't say hairpin, but it's definitely a hard blind left-hander to set you back up into the high-speed Blue Cross Blue Shield section of this race course.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see last time by, his last lap was a 138.898, so almost a 139 compared to your leaders 135.242. He is still wall tapping it out there, that Dodge Ram. He is still getting it. That's exactly what he's doing. He's hauling around this place. I'll tell you what, I got some new respect for Holloman. He is a wheelman in that thing in a truck that clearly is not feeling its greatest right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he is now slipping to a little more than a second off pace from Alex Gates at the moment. So we definitely know that front tire is starting to wear a lot, and it also doesn't help that a lot of these corners are right-hand turn corners. And so look at him just throw that truck around, so that tire is definitely getting abused right now.
Well, here's the good news for Holloman. You're going to have to pit. Yeah. And I would be shocked. I don't think anyone's going to try to stay out there and run long, at least in the tire department. So I would anticipate everyone going to come down, take 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel, 4 fresh tires. That will at least give him an opportunity to perhaps fix maybe a little bit of damage and put some new shoes on that truck, which will definitely help. Oh, as he hits the wall again, he cannot afford to do that. That is the last thing you want to do right now if you're in the 27 camp, is hit the fence again. You have to stay out of that concrete at all costs.
Yeah, absolutely. And these drivers, luckily, they do have one fast repair to their arsenal, so they will be able to use... Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, so they'll be able to take off that body and put on a new one almost instantly. All they have to do is wave their magic wand and poof, the truck will be fixed. So...
look for Holloman then to have a fresh ride when he pits, and you know what? That could be why we see some of these guys pushing a little bit harder like he did right there.
I think he's going to run until he has a meatball flag on that truck.
Well, you don't want to give up too much time to Gates. He clearly right now has this place figured out, and the 27 does as well. Just I think that was a matter of just too much pressure being applied and just falling victim to the circumstance on the racetrack. Alan Wild currently started in that 7th place position, having a solid run. A little bit of damage to the front of that Chevrolet, but other than that, so close so many times. I'll tell you what, Kensley Smith quietly sitting in that 3rd place position, having a great run in that famous Michael Waltrip throwback paint scheme that I always associate Kensley Smith with.
Oh, yeah.
Each and every time he's out there on the racetrack. And look at his lap times. He's not far off the pace of the leader, doing a great job at saving those tires. Chavez, little moment there as well in that 23 machine. I believe
turn 1.
She comes now back. This is back to turn 1.
Yep.
And he's gonna. Oh, now that was a lick.
Yeah. And now back to Kensley Smith.
I got to stop over there at the Waffle House and see if they dump some of the bacon grease at that particular portion of the circuit overnight tonight, because everyone coming through there seems to have a problem getting that thing to stick.
Yeah,
It's now just 20. Go ahead.
Kensley Smith, he has been doing everything right. I don't think he's hit the wall once yet this race.
Want to say that, but I'm pretty sure you are 100% correct on that, brother. And look how cautious he is coming through there. He's given up a little bit of time, but hey, every time you go through there and you don't have a speed date with the fence, hey, that's a win in my book. And he's still solidly in that 3rd place position. I mean, you got to go back almost another 10, 11 seconds before you get back to Andrew Taft, who holds down that 4th place position. So no reason for Kensley Smith to push the envelope here. Just conserve and save your stuff. Taft also has a little bit of comfort between himself and his brother. So you have the 2 Taft brothers who round out your top 5. Kensley Smith in 3rd, the wounded Dodge of Holloman in 2nd, and Gates, the Marines, on board and out front here from Chicago.
Oh, Terry Fennell just had issues. I think he came into the pits.
I'm not sure. Okay.
I need to look into that, see why he does that to me.
He's slow already.
Oh.
Okay, he was just waiting for the traffic. That was a great heads up from Terry there.
Yeah.
And he's going to make that hard turn into the pit lane. This could be the first of 20. Never. I was going to say green flag pit stops, but still outside of that window, I think, to one stop. But I think you're going to have to run a little bit longer if that's your game plan. And the 77 is making a bid for it, as he's still out there turning very competitive lap times. Last time by a 136, 146. The reason why you're seeing that duplicate on that graphic is he is also your leader.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's got this place figured out. And that truck still looks like it has a lot of grip left in those Goodyears too, Mike.
Oh, yeah. He's not really lost much time the last few laps. Let me see if I can get that pulled up for you guys.
And as he works on that graphic, we're starting to contest that 2nd place position as Kensley Smith has picked up his pace over the last lap and is starting to close in on that 27. You can see him now into the same frame. There's Kensley Smith. And you can see that they are now exactly 2 seconds apart on the racetrack. The 27 is forced to pick it back up. Look at him tail wag that thing through there. That goes to show you, Mike, how important track position is at this place. I mean, the 27 I mean, having a great run in second, and he feels the presence of Kensley Smith, and you can see him trying to pick up the pace out there as these two starting to fight here deep inside the podium. Andrew Teff still about 10 seconds off of this battle in fourth. So really, it's the top three putting on a clinic today right now, and everyone else trying to figure out what they're doing to try to go up there and give them at least a run for their money before this one's all said and done. But Mike, as you know, pit stops, especially under green flag conditions, a lot can happen, a lot can go wrong, and you know how that can shake up the running order.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this pit entrance is literally right out of the final corner here. So it's definitely going to be very easy for these drivers to, you know, speed in pit road, because as soon as they come around, they're going to get on the throttle a little bit, and boom, the line is right there. So that's something these drivers are going to have to focus on when they're coming into their pits.
Not only that, you want to make sure the competition around you knows you're pitting, because you're already in a very steep trajectory change on that final corner to begin with, and you have to cut it harder than that. So that means you're going to have to back the pace down that much. And if the guys behind you aren't paying attention, they can easily clip you trying to make that turn. And if they hit you, you're going to spin right out and go flow rider mode, adding precious time onto your pit stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And Frank Chavez, once again, in that 23 machine, having issues down here in turn 6.
They call that parts corner moving forward.
Yeah.
Or Wall Tap City.
No, Philip Archibald with a meatball.
Did that say Chef Boyardee?
Yes, it did.
Never saw that graphic before. Someone at least has a good sense of humor.
You're welcome.
Now it just got the stuffed ravioli.
I'm sorry. Look, we had it pop up and it says that they get a meatball. I was like, well, why not? As we take a look at the reason why
awesome.
The 99 got. Oh, you could just hear
Ouch.
that thump. Here it goes again. And I was like, you know what? Let's throw Chef Boyardee on it and have fun with it.
That was amazing. Oh, instantly heard him pop his meatballs. They were too well done on that one. That was the engine expiring, unfortunately. So we'll see if he has that fast repair left. If he does, he's right back out on the racetrack. If he already used it, well, he would be done for the day. Kinsley Smith still has not tracked down Holloman. In fact, wow, Holloman has stretched it out a little bit.
Stretched it out to just about 3 seconds.
So Holloman, even with a wounded race truck, has found a way to get more boogie out of it. This battle here, not for position. Kinsley Smith holds down third. The 43 of Teft owns third. This particular driver a lap down here. I believe that's Chavez in the 23.
No. No, it's Stidham. Stidham in the 22.
So the 22 actually runs in that 10th place position. However, the first truck 1 lap off the pace.
Yeah. And Philip Archibald, he is back out on track after getting a quick tow and repair done on his race truck. So he's going to come back out on track about 1 lap, maybe 2 laps down, back in the 11th position. Yeah, 1 lap down. So he's definitely back out.
And I believe as of right now, the only driver officially out of this race, well, potentially 2, Wayne Scott in the 10 machine, and then Aaron Roth also being shown as out of this race. So 2 drivers have put it on the hauler. The rest still either getting repairs or in contention here, as we now see green flag pit stops underway. Your leaders now looking for their pit stall. No mistakes, get it in the box perfectly. As Kinsley, Smith, and Holloman receiving service on their truck. Mike, let's see if the 27 uses that fast repair.
Oh, yeah. Yep, he used it. Now all the corners look like they are supposed to, and just like that, they are back out on track.
In a showroom, brand new, U-Haul ready to go out there and do battle once again. No change for position there as far as them coming on and off of pit road. However, this does allow the Teft brothers to both occupy podium spots. Remember, the 77, the Teft brothers, and virtually everyone else on the lead lap still having to make that green flag pit stop. So this is essentially your battle here for the lead once that happens.
Philip Archibald having issues down here in turn number 2. As you see, Alex Gates there is now down into pit road. Overshot, and once again damages that front bumper of that 99.
Here comes your leader. The Marines are on pit road. The 77 wants to execute this flawlessly. Perfect entry in the box. Crew can come over the wall. Look for that jack to go up. Should be 4 Goodyear Eagles, 2 Kansas Sunoco Racing Fuel, a tear off. Wipe that front grille, drop the jack down and away, and he should be able to maintain that lead with a beautiful execution. That was about textbook, Mike. Great stop for the 77.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a very wonderful stop there. He was actually able to keep a hold of that second place as Alan Wild continues to have issues in his number 33, but this time he's going to have a little too much damage on that machine.
As you can see, that truck really not wanting to turn. Let's go back to the replay and see, and I already know what happened here. Did his truck break something right there? He was under power, and then it just started to crawl.
Okay, so here's Stidham into turn 1. Another victim of turn 1. Ouch.
Oh. Bonsai into the corner for Andrew Teft. Oh, no.
Out of fuel.
That's why he sent it so hard into the corner. He knew he wasn't going to have enough Capri Sun in the box to make it all the way to pit road. That's going to hurt him. I know he was trying to one-stop this race as well.
Yeah.
As he is going to make it all the way to his pit there as the 77 of Alex Gates goes on by. And as we cycle back to the front of this field, or cycle through pit stops, I should say, Holloman has increased his advantage, or excuse me, Gates has increased his advantage over Holloman, but you can see, Mike, that it is shrinking now that the 77 has a lean, mean working machine again. And this all happening with just 21 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was over here thinking to myself, you know, I wonder how much, you know, of a difference this is going to make for Blair Holloman in that 27 machine. You know, he got his truck fixed. He's got brand new tires. You know, what kind of lap times he's going to put out there. And next thing you know, last lap was his fastest lap of the race. So you now know he means business, and it's go time for that 27 machine.
Oh, you can tell he is up on the wheel. Look at him literally drifting the corners out here. This is absolutely ludicrous driving from the U-Haul, man. I mean, It looks like they're having a drift competition out there. The back of that thing kicked out at a 45-degree angle at times. Don't overcook the biscuits here, though, into the Coca-Cola zone. That turn will bite you. In fact, just about all these ones do, but particularly that one hard blind corner into Blue Cross Blue Shield is now, looks another driver here getting service in his truck. Well, that's going to be the 96 of Nelson on pit road as well.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but for some reason it showed that he got a meatball, so, and nothing registered here in my, incident things.
Well, while Mike's checking out incident things, the U-Haul man, he's trying to move some things, and that being his position out there on the racetrack. However, that gap has grown. It is now 4 seconds, or was just moments ago anyhow. So perhaps a little bit of a slip up out there, gave up a little bit of time. That's such a corner there that every time they go through there. Chavez down and away.
Wonder why that
Sneaks out.
Yeah, that's weird. It showed that he crashed. I don't know.
It might have been because he did a stutter stop there right at the end of pit lane, right where that timing line is. Perhaps that may have triggered SDK, but that happens to me too, Mike. Sometimes it says it's an incident and it's not.
Yeah.
Holloman is going the wrong way though.
Yeah, for sure. And Alex Gates, he is still continuing to put a distance between himself and Holloman. But right now, we're jumping back here to this battle between Alan Wild and Philip Archibald. And this here is for the 10th position.
Both these drivers 1 lap down, and both of them are battling, as Mike just said, for that 9th place position. A little bit of real estate now grows between these two trucks. The Renthal man with that paint scheme on that thing just looks sick every time it rolls by, I'll tell you that. The Battle of the Brothers is starting to heating up too, Mike.
Yeah, these drivers coming down the back straightaway now, hard into turn number 6. Alex Teft, he's right there on the back bumper of Andrew now. And whenever these two brothers, they start fighting for position, well, it's a lot of fun to watch these two, because they are not easy whatsoever when these guys battle.
Kind of reminds you of the Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch
Yes.
battles back in the late 2000s, early 2010s era. And I know these two have taken each other out a couple times, not on purpose, of course, but there's been some moments over the years where I wonder if they even had dinner at the same table for a month or two after it's happened. Just curious. Because you know both of these guys love to win. You know, they don't like coming in second. They don't want to come in third. They want to win each and every time they're out there. 43
Exactly.
a little wide there on exit, trying to carry more momentum. And it works momentarily, but then the 98 counters by dive bombing it in the corner and somehow making that gravy train stick. That was impressive stuff out of Andrew Teft. I thought that truck was gone, and somehow he got it wound up and made it rotate. That was impressive driving. Look at Alex Teft now. He said, hey, if you can do it, I can do it better.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I love about these guys, that they love to learn off of each other. And if they realize that one of them's going a little bit quicker, well, they're going to take a total different line and become quicker. And I don't know if you ever seen that. But these two, they're always trying to make it the best race that they possibly can.
That's what they do. They push each other to be better and be faster, and it's fun to watch, especially up here in the booth. And these two guys, I mean, they are really putting down a pace out there on the racetrack right now. In fact, they might be two of the fastest trucks out there, because if you think about it, Gates has no reason to push the pedal right now. He's in cruise control mode, in sole control of this race with an 8-second advantage as he actually laps the 15 of Kensley Smith.
Blair Holloman and Kensley Smith.
Or Holloman, excuse me.
Yeah. Holloman and Kensley Smith are now battling it out here for the second position. And real quick, jumping here to YouTube chat. Sophie, it's going. Life is going. I'm doing pretty good. Just broadcasting every single day, doing what I love to do up here in the booth, and enjoying some really awesome racing across all the channels that I have the pleasure of doing broadcasts on. And let me tell you what, today's racing has been absolutely phenomenal. It's right up there with how my other series that I watch have been going as well. So, but how have you been doing, so?
We appreciate that real-time interaction with the morgue wall contact there for the U-Haul man, as he is doing everything he can to keep Kensley Smith at bay. Mike, it almost seems like this racetrack has gone away from the 27. When this thing went green flag, he was ballistic, lights out. And then as this course has heated up and taken rubber, it just seems like that Ram does not have the snuff that it had earlier in this race. However, far from over, but Kensley Smith is really taking it to him right now. He doesn't want to get into a situation like he did earlier in this race when he was battling for the lead. Oh, someone off course there and parked it into the fence just behind this battle. I believe that was the 707 machine. It is. Yep. He's going to grab a gear, down and underway. That could have been disastrous for the Teft brothers if that happened at a couple hundred yards back further, right off that corner. You just see him give it too much happy sauce there, loops it, and puts it face first in the fence. No harm, no foul, though. Grabs a gear and on his way as this battle for second place is lights out as we approach 15 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, Kensley Smith is still trying to get back to the back bumper of Holloman. Let me tell you what, Holloman, he's letting it all hang. Oh, Kensley Smith hard into the wall there. But I was about to say, Kensley Smith has been, Blair Holloman has been hanging it all out. And he is doing everything he can to keep Kensley Smith behind.
Yes, he certainly is. You seen the tank slapper there from the 15, the lap before the 27 brushed the fence. So you all get down, more contact and almost contact from the 15 because the 27 had to really jump on the brakes there. So two near misses that lap. Holloman, you can't let the same thing happen to you again. If the 15 is faster, just let him go. Let him be the one to make a mistake. Don't make the same mistake twice. Let that 15 go. There's still plenty of time in this race. And look it, you have a ton of distance between yourself and that fourth place car of Andrew Teft. It's still a podium. If it was me driving that 27, I'm letting that 15 truck of Kensley Smith go right now because I don't want to make the same mistake I did earlier and hurt my truck when I'm having such a great run. But let's see how this shakes out, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And Blair Holloman hard, and I think...
Told you so.
Oops. I wanted this truck. Yeah, look at that front end of this truck now.
Oh, yeah. I hate the broadcaster's curse.
Yeah.
I was just saying let him go so that didn't happen. And as soon as I finished saying it, he has a high... Oh!
He hits both sides.
That was flush. No wonder why it blew the fender clear off the truck.
Yeah, so now he's got damage on both sides of this race truck.
Yeah, and he has an exposed tire
Yeah.
And we know what happens when you have an exposed tire rubbing up against those safer walls. It's not a good thing.
Real quick, Alan Wild in the 33 once again. Making a little bit of love contact with that turn one wall. Almost.
Hey, we finally missed it. we still spun it out, but hey, at least we didn't. You know, we should be keeping track of how many times the drivers have made contact with that. Put a little wager on it for some fun outside of the race, just to, you know, add a little more flair to it. But Kinsley Smith now is taking over that second place position. The 27 shades of earlier in this race with a wounded Dodge Ram still out there making laps, though. Kinsley Smith has 14 laps on the board and just under 10 seconds between himself and Gates. Let's see how Smith plays this. In fact, he's chopped into that lead just a little bit while we've been covering him, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they were just a little bit over 10 seconds back. And, you know, like I said, Kinsley Smith, he's already chopped in about half a second into that gap. You know, as you see Kinsley here coming out of turn number 1, your race leader of Gates, he was just now coming out of turn 2. So they're not really that far apart. And he's still leading away at that race lead at the moment. And let me tell you what, Alex Gates in this number 77 machine, he has absolutely impressed me all race long. Currently, he has led 20 laps here around Chicago. And let me tell you what, I don't think anything's going to be able to stop him.
Doesn't seem that way. It's tough to stop the Marines out there on the battlefield. And clearly, it's tough to stop Alex Gates on this Chicago street course. The man is just putting on a clinic right now. Just some excellent driving out there on this very tricky, treacherous, hot, slick racetrack all evening long. But Mike, that's the other part about this thing. It's never really on cruise control because this course just, it forces you to be perfect every time you complete a lap. You know, the last thing Gates wants to do is get too comfortable or perhaps even too conservative, because there's not much margin for error if you miss. And that's really what makes this place so tricky. There's no give or take to the right or left. You miss and it's, you know, death 8 times out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're taking a look here, that track temperature is still sitting at 116 degrees. So this track is still really, really hot. As Alan Wild in the 33 once again has issues, but this time it's up here in turn number 2.
He's made it past the place that normally knocks him for a loop and replaces it with the other. That's my luck out there on the racetrack, folks. That's something that would absolutely happen to me.
That's why you never see me running NASCAR on the road, because I can't handle it. I love it, but I can't handle it. As we take a look here at Alex Gates, he's coming on the back bumper of Philip Archibald, who's going to just let him go by and cause no issues here for your race leader.
That looked like a drag race there for just a moment, didn't it?
A little bit,
Wait,
yeah.
that looked pretty hot on the camera. I'm going to give it that. Like you were watching an NHRA race from the cameraman POV at the end of the by the timing line. That was pretty sick. However, that battled not for a position. Gates maintaining almost a 9-second advantage over Smith. And you know what? If I'm Kinsley Smith right now, obviously, everyone knows he is a threat anytime you unload at Daytona, Talladega, and many of the 1.5 miles. But to come out of here with a potential second place finish, I'm not even worried about that 8 seconds. If I can come out of here in P2, knowing as good as I run every other place we stop in this series, that's a win for Kinsley Smith, you know, all day long. I mean, big shout out to him. I did not anticipate seeing him this far up on the running order. That's impressive for the 15 camp.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am looking back here at Blair Holloman because he's going to have a little bit of a Tefty problem here within the next couple of laps, I fear, as the Teff brothers are slowly starting to reel in the back bumper of Blair Holloman.
Well, that's going to be one sandwich cookie that's going to be fun to watch here if that actually happens, because you're going to have both the 98 and the 43, or as you said, a Tefty problem to try and fend off those two at the end of the race. And we know how hard they dial it up at the end of these things, as we are just 10 laps to go in this one. That truck is missing pieces, flanges, flares, and he's still out there in that third place position as Philip Archibald takes it once again to Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Just because it's a shield doesn't mean that you need to try to take them down.
Need to try and penetrate the force field. However, that was a blunt approach. I mean, really, he just set it in their face first that time. If we can't get through there with the tailgate, let's try it with the front.
Hey, you know what they say? At first you don't succeed. Try again. But here comes Alan Wild, I believe, into turn 7, having issues, and Jonathan Stidham in that 22 says that he crashed, but I think he was just coming out of the pit, so I don't think any harm done to that machine there. The distance between Blair Holloman and Andrew Teff keeps getting smaller and smaller. Nine laps to go now for Alex Gates in that number 77 machine. He is still just about 8.5 seconds in front of Kinsley Smith in that number 15 machine. And it's going to be followed by Blair Holloman. Oh, he hits the wall even harder this time. And that's going to allow Andrew Teff to... I don't know how.
How is he still driving this thing? I mean, this is just... I don't have an answer for that. That is some impressive... I couldn't drive that truck. No way.
I mean, the same way... that this 33 machine is still driving away.
I mean, I know his last name is Wild, but that's literally how he's driving that thing on the racetrack. He's taking a walk on the wild side with that 33 each and every quarter, and he still lives.
Yeah, him, the 99 of Philip Archibald.
There's no steering left in the 94. I mean, it's just gone.
Here's Blair
But
Holloman.
yep, here he is. That thing looks like a twisted boomerang coming through the corner, and yet somehow it's still out there making competitive lap times. I mean, look at the way that thing's.
Sophie, you need
It's
to
almost
check.
funny.
Sophie, you need to check his computer for some sort of damage hack or something, because he's destroyed this truck and yet he's still putting down quick lap times.
It's hard not to laugh when you watch it on certain camera angles. I mean, you have one tire pointing left, one's pointing right. This part of the body's pointing this. It's almost like an act of God out there on the racetrack. This is impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that.
Yeah, but he's
If he
still
hits it-
holding strong, though.
That's the point. I don't know
Yeah.
how he's doing it, Mike.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
He's actually pulled away from Andrew and Alex, and Alex actually got it past Andrew.
Wow, that's impressive. So the younger brother overtakes the big brother.
Yeah, and it looks
So
like
now
it's
you have a chance.
turn one. Oh, Andrew overshot and got into the wall.
Well, he basically said, if everyone else is doing it, I want to give it a try. I mean, right?
Yeah. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Exactly. That's there we go. I don't think anyone has done that better than the 27, and yet I don't have the words to describe what we're watching here out of that 27. Did the 77s just hit the wall?
Yes. Heading down here into turn 7, I believe it is.
That used to be Big Mac Alley, and then they
Aw.
updated this. Oh. That's probably the first time that we've seen the 77 really hit anything all day long. And look, it took the fender off the truck. You think the algorithm in this simulator will at least be nice to the guy? He hasn't hit anything, and the first time he makes contact, they charge him a fender. That doesn't seem fair, but that's just me.
No, I agree absolutely 100% with that. So now we're really going to be able to watch that Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet of Kensley Smith start to reel in Alex Gates here just 5 seconds back. And we have about 5.5 laps left before the end of this race. So there might be enough time. Yeah.
If Kensley Smith can be roughly a second a lap faster than the 77, oh my God, get your popcorn ready now. It's holding there about 5 seconds even. Let's check what the times are this time by at the line as he's going to come off the second to final turn here. Back through this winding portion of the course.
Yeah.
Into the Arby's roast beef zone. You don't want to overcook it through here. Over the bridge. The racetrack does lose a lot of grip right there as it goes to concrete. You got to be careful of that. And then back through this hard braking blind turn. And then this is going to be at the start-finish line, so let's check the times. Kensley Smith at the line is going to be down 4.535 seconds. And he's got 5 laps to do it. Mike, if you're in the 15, do you drive your heart out, go for the win, or do you say, you know what, I'm going to bring this home in one piece in second place? What do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing that this last lap alone, I gained over a second on my race leader, and I am only 4 seconds back, 5 laps to go. Oh, you better bet your butt I'm going to be working hard to get to his back bumper. But,
ding, ding, ding.
But Alex Gates, at the same time, I think he might make his bumper a little bit bigger than what Smith is wanting.
Oh, you don't have to block very hard to block here at this racetrack. I mean, there's not much real estate to the right or left of these trucks to begin with, just due to the width of the racing surface. So you're right. It's really easy to block. And Mike, how many times have we said catching them is one thing, passing them is another? That's a whole different animal in itself. And this all happening now under 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Does the Napa know-how man have a plan if he gets there?
Yeah, he's going to have a plan, and he's going to have to make it quick because he is quickly approaching him as we're coming up here on 4 laps to go this time by. And he only gained maybe a half a second. Yeah, maybe a second this lap. So it's going to be really, really close. Your leader did run a 36.8, and Smith, he ran a 35.7. So once again, a full second quicker with 4 laps to go. We're going to have to see what he can do the final 4 laps here.
Well, I'll tell you what, the bigger that 77 gets out the windshield of that Chevrolet being driven by Smith, that's only going to make him push the pleasure pedal harder inside of that cockpit.
Yeah, absolutely. As we come back here to this 94 machine.
Another big hit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but he went up and he smacked that wall.
He went up there and rung the bell for Taco Bell. You see the way that helmet shook violently inside of that cockpit? I mean, that was a lick.
Oh, yeah, definitely really big hit there. As we jump back here to Kensley Smith here in that second position. He is now 3.2 seconds back once again, gaining a little bit over a second on your race leader this lap. So now my question, that I'm wondering, see, Gates knows that he's coming. So he's got 3 seconds.
Does.
He's got 3 seconds over Smith. 3 laps to go. You cannot give up a second a lap. So that 77, he's going to need to hit that NOS button or something in that machine and really make that go-go pedal work to its fullest.
You can do it. That's what he's got to do. Like you said, he's got to hit his marks. He's got to just get up on the wheel, be that driver he's been all race long, and don't let Mr. Silent but Violent steal one from you. Because, I mean, really, we haven't really talked much about Kinsley Smith until the later portions of this race. And now here he is, potentially setting himself up for a late race pass for the lead and the win as we watch the battle of the depths once again here inside of 3 laps to go to close this one out.
Yeah, Andrew Tufty is back all over the back bumper of Alex, but it seems like Alex, he's just able to get the little bit better of Andrew out of these corners. And don't worry, guys, I did not forget about our race or our battle for the race lead, as I think that time Alex bounced off that inside wall.
Yep, it was his turn this time.
Yeah, he's got damage on that left front now, the left front. Sorry, my dyslexia keeps getting to me.
It all looks the same. When you call how many races here, it's a right left, but you kind of forget at times.
Yeah, it's one of the 5. I mean, a really good battle right here.
Very good battle.
Yeah. And this time, this last lap, Smith was only able to reel in Gates. Oh, Smith is actually now losing a lot of time.
Oh, Smith schnookered something. Either that in the form of a Code Brown moment or he hit something.
Yeah, let's go back here and take a look. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he got it sideways.
Oh, and on the straight, too.
Did you see that? What kind of voodoo do you have in your truck, Kinsley? That was on a collision course for disaster, and he just flicked it, or you said earlier, magic wand it, and just barely scuffed the tailgate or the side of his bed on that safer barrier. That was incredible.
Yeah, and with that big slide there out of Kensley Smith, that opens up the door here for Alex Gates in this Marines number 77 Chevrolet to come out of the final corner to see the white flag. All he has to do is keep it out of the wall and straight for one more complete lap.
No fender. Go ahead.
Yeah, what a run out of Alex Gates here in the 77.
No fender, no tires, no problem left for this man here in the 77 as he pilots this treacherous course for the final time with that track temperature flirting with 120 degrees. Kensley Smith was closing in until he overheated those goods in those Goodyears, and he had a near-death experience with the fence as he holds down second place now through this portion of this course, this high-speed sector for the final time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Climbs up through the gearbox, going to come down, downshift here to second gear, hard on those brakes as he makes that blind turn of faith one more time cleanly through this section. You got to be careful up over the bridge there as it really gets slick, hard into the braking zone. Mike, take him home, buddy.
Absolutely, and now coming into the fountain curve. Nice and easy it is for Alex Gates in this United States Marine Corps Chevrolet. Andrew Teft, he has issues back in turn 6, but all eyes are on Alex Gates as he is getting ready to make the final corner. And ladies and gentlemen, your round number 6 race winner, it's going to be Alex Gates in that Marine Corps number 77, followed by a hard-charging Kensley Smith in that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, followed by Blair Holloman in that U-Haul Dodge Ram. Not the finish that Blair was looking for after being strong all day. And Alex Teft, he actually almost caught him there.
I'll tell you what, code name that Ram Twisted Sister. That's what it looked like out there running. I can't believe he brought that thing home third. That was impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here at Andrew Teft. He
just wanted to back it in there once.
Yeah,
he just wanted to back it in there one time. That was a heck of a battle with his brother, though, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Both of the Tefts going to come out of here with a top 5, and also the final truck on the lead lap. That's the type of pace the 77 and the Marines put up throughout the course of this race as he takes his parade lap. And I know we'll see a burnout. I just don't know how much is left on those Goodyears, Mike.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter how much left on those Goodyear tires. If those rims will keep on turning, it will keep on burning.
Ladies and gentlemen, is how you make lava out there on the street course.
Oh, yeah.
As he's going to come through here one more time, salute the fans. No RVs to worry about here, as this is, again, on the real-life streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
Still kind of upset they took this race away. The whole base thing was cool, but it's not the same.
I'm not upset that they left. I'm upset that they went. Okay, I'm not really upset that they went to the naval base. It's pretty cool.
That is.
But I can't say that. The naval base race was actually a lot of fun to watch. But ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, driver of that number 77 United States Marine Chevrolet, it's going to be Alex Gates.
He burns it down in front of this crowd here, sold out. Virtual Chi-Town USA Said, move over. The Marines are coming through, and we are in it to win it, just like they are on the battlefield. And he gets it done. And hey, you don't need that to be straight anymore. Get the good out of it there, buddy.
Heck yeah.
And how
All right.
about, as he burns it down, how about that run from Kensley Smith? That was impressive drive. If I'm one of these guys in this series and I just seen Kensley Smith come home P2 at a road course, I am shaking in my boots. Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Kensley Smith on these road courses, he keeps getting better and better as it goes. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick look here at your race results. Coming home first, Alex Gates, followed by Kensley Smith, and then Blair Holloman in the 27. He will come home third. Fourth goes to Alex Teft, followed by Andrew Teft. Truth Hope, he will round out your top 6, followed by Chris Gotzel, Alan Wild, Philip Archibald, Jonathan Stidham to round out your top 10. Christopher Pendell, followed by Frank Chavez, Terry Fennell, Aaron Roth, Barry Nelson, and Kirby Wainscott to round out your field of 16 here today. Your hard charger of the day, despite all of his issues he was having, Philip Archibald. He came up 5 positions from where he started. Alex Gates, he led a whopping 33 of 45 laps here in Chicago, showing that he has the fastest lap, but I believe that actually might be Blair Holloman. I'll have to go double check the stats on that one. And your pole sitter was Kensley Smith. We had 3 different race leaders, no cautions, and we went for just a little bit over 95 miles here in Chicago. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's see if we can find our top 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Metler had to run off there real quick for work. But we're going to go ahead and bring up third place driver of that number 27 U-Haul Dodge Ram, Blair Holloman. Blair, it's Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Blair, what a wicked fast truck you had once again here today. And then we saw you trying to catch up to Alex Gates, and you kind of put it in the wall there. Walk us through your day, and man, what caused you to get up into the wall like that?
Well, hell, I hit the wall 4 times this evening, if I think about it. The first time I dropped from 4th gear to 3rd to 2nd, trying to like conserve some tire over the bridge, and it wanted to slide. I was in a 4-wheel slide, and I hit the wall, and Alex hit me, and then just following along, I pretty much the rear tires were cooked after that point, but I hit again. So I was like, just survive until pit stop time. We pitted, come out with some fresh tires and a fresh truck. I was like, all right, we got something. Kind of tagged the right front, which wasn't bad, but the left front I hit on the end of the wall there at turn 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, at turn 7.
Yeah.
And it ripped the fender off, and the steering wheel. If I was to hold the steering wheel straight, it's at 9 o'clock. So for the last 20, well, not even 20 laps, last like 15 laps, it was a fun experience driving a truck that did not want to drive anymore. But yeah, I got a podium out of it, so I can't complain there. My points lead grew just a little bit more, so all in all, I think it was a productive evening, although the U-Haul truck is severely damaged.
Yeah, it's better time to go take that U-Haul truck back to the mechanics of U-Haul to get that truck fixed, Blair. But regardless, man, top 3, really great run out of you. And is there anybody that you like to give a shout out to before I let you go today?
Yeah, a couple quick ones. I want to give a shout out to my dad. I know he is watching this evening. Sophie, I know she is watching. Of course, the Tef Bros. I was chilling with them in the Chicken Coop channel, so it was kind of cool to have somebody to talk to during the race. Of course, you guys for the broadcast, and I know there wasn't very many of us that participated this evening, but I would like to say thank you to all of them for showing up and having a little bit of fun. I know this isn't our same old song and dance. This is a circus that doesn't have any clowns, doesn't have any peanuts, and we don't know what to do. So for 45 laps, we were hanging on for dear life, and hopefully it was entertaining. Um, I think next week we go back to a normal-ish track. I think it might be Gateway, so that might not be mo fruitful for some of us. I'm not good there, but
Yep.
we'll be getting back to the normal racing here soon. So hopefully it's a good one, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. But Blair, again, congratulations, buddy, on your third place finish, and we'll see you next week over at Gateway.
Thank you guys. I'll catch you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place driver, that number 27 U-Haul Dodge Ram, it's going to be Blair Holloman. Now, let's go ahead and bring up your runner-up driver of that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, Kensley Smith. Kensley, it's Mike up at the booth. Do you got a copy?
I do.
Awesome, awesome. Kensley, man, what a great run out of you. You started the day on pole. Um, you were pretty quick there in practice as well, from what I was watching. But man, let me tell you what, you were on it today here at this road course, and I think Matt Mittler kind of touched it up um, a little bit near the end of the race here today. That seeing you on a road course and being this quick, it's kind of a little bit of a surprise. But to me, I don't think it's surprising at all, because I mean, you're usually fast no matter where we go. But what was it like out there today? And man, what did it take for you to get around Holloman?
It was just really slick. With the heat and the differences in surfaces and stuff like that, you kind of have to watch what you're doing. In second gear, you can't really stab the gas too hard, or it'll just send it around. So, the first run, I was kind of shifting down to second, and then that last run, I was very rarely shifting down to second, just trying to keep it in third. I had to save like one lap of fuel, so um, yeah, it felt a whole lot better staying in third. Wasn't as slick. I think Alex hit the wall. Um, I think it's six, no, it's seven,
Yeah.
and I think he said he had like wheel damage or something. So it was kind of allowed me to catch up, and then I had a little hiccup while driving straight.
Yeah, I was actually
um,
going to ask you about that. How did that happen?
Actually, I got straight. I got the truck straight, and then I was like, okay. You know how when you get into those intense moments and everything just starts itching, and
Yep.
so I went to scratch my eye. I took my right hand off the wheel to scratch my eye, and by the time I looked back up, I was headed towards the wall. I was like, oh crap! So I had to just jam on the gas and turn it back the other way, and I was able to just barely tap the wall and keep going. So
Yeah, I
it
think
just
if
got out from under me.
yeah, I think if that didn't happen, I think you probably would have got to the back bumper of Alex, because you were catching him a little bit over a second per lap, and you would have been right there on his back bumper that final lap. And with that being said, what would it have taken for you to possibly try to get around Alex?
Um, just with him having that wheel damage, I think I was able to get the corners a little bit better. So um, probably just time one up in the corner and get to his inside or something like that. Yeah, uh, it would have been hard for sure. Just this track is so narrow and everything, and um, it's just hard to pass. So when you really get behind somebody, you just have to wait for them to make a mistake or just time something perfectly to be able to get by them.
Sounds good, man. But like I said, man, you were a rocket ship here today and coming up second place. Kensley, before I let you go today, but is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, you and Matt in the booth. As always, you guys do a fantastic job. I was listening to you while I was racing, so this will be a fun one to rewatch, especially with all the drama and stuff going on and people bouncing off the walls. And it's gonna be a fun one for my daughter to watch. Of course, she loves watching the Rex part, just like any other kid. So it'll make it a little bit more
Like
exciting
any
for
other
her.
kid.
Oh
Like any
yeah,
other.
like
I
every
look,
kid.
man, look, I'm 37. I still love watching them bounce off the walls.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and we would either go to the race or watch the race on TV, and I look over at my dad and be like, when are they gonna wreck?" So, yeah, that's pretty much. She'll love watching it, just for that aspect of it. But a lot of great racing from these guys tonight, and of course, thank you to Andrew and for putting all these league races on for us and giving us a safe place to race. And um, I don't know how he does it, keeping up with all of it, but pretty much racing every night of the week. So, of course, my wife and my daughter for allowing me to do this at night, taking a little bit of time away from them. So, thank you to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, Kensley, congratulations, buddy, on your second place finish. And we'll see you next week when we head over to Gateway.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, it's going to be Kensley Smith. Now, let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, driver of that number 77 United States Marine Corps Chevrolet, Alex Gates. Alex, it's Mike up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Oh, man, I feel like I'm losing my voice for some reason, man. But coming back to you, Alex, what a run out of that number 77 machine. Wicked fast. You capitalized on a mistake there from Blair Holloman. Quickly got around, and from there, you just waved out the window and said, "See ya." Man, tell us what it was like out there driving this number 77 machine around this track.
It was a lot of fun. Luckily, I knew coming into this race I wouldn't really have the opportunity to pass, other than maybe like the straightaways if I got a good run. I would just kind of have to stay on the rear of people and make them make the mistakes, kind of like how I did at the end of the race. But it was good. I knew a lot of people were shifting down into second for a lot of the corners. So I kind of played the long run strategy and stayed in third. And on the tighter corners, I want to say it was like 8 through 10. I would shift in between second and third. But other than that, for the most part, I just stayed in third and really did everything I could to save fuel to get to at least lap 23, 24-ish and save the tires for as long as I could. I think that's one of the big factors is why I was able to get around Blair when he made that mistake, and then keep Kinsley behind me for as long as I was, even after the mistake and everything.
Yeah, we did notice that Kensley was gaining on you there about a second a lap, a little bit more than a second a lap. And what was going through your mind the last couple of laps there when he was gaining? What was your plan to keep Kensley behind you?
Honestly, I didn't really have anything crazy to plan. It was honestly just like turns 9 through 10 to 11, whatever the final turn was, is where I was having the biggest problems. On the longer straightaways and the turns, I was kind of able to gain the 0.3, 0.4 seconds back on them. So I was able to kind of keep that happy medium. But I knew that towards the end of the race, he got excited how I got excited. So we both started racing a little bit more aggressive, and I knew he was going to start downshifting in a second, like he told me he was doing in the first half of the race before the pit. So I was kind of hoping that he just burnt his rear tires out. Luckily, it kind of worked in my favor that he did. And then how his eye got itchy, so he had to scratch it and almost put him in the wall. So kind of luck was on my side today. So, but it was fun being able to race against Kensley, even though the gap got small towards the end. Having him in my ear, trying to play psychological warfare, keep consistently saying, "Oh, like I won't catch you. Like you're good. I won't catch you." As I'm seeing the time tick down smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm like, you suck.
But man, yeah, just very, very impressed of your run today, Alex. Couple weeks next week, we will be heading to Gateway. What's it going to take for you to get that Marines number 77 back in victory lane next week?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing I got to figure out Gateway. Gateway is one of those tracks for me that I just cannot figure out to save my life. But I think just being able to practice and keeping the truck clean for the most part, staying out of other people's drama, and trying to set myself up. It's always pit stops that end up screwing me over. I can never get I either overshoot my pit or crash into the pit lane, into the entrance wall. I do all kinds of weird stuff when it comes to pit under green flags. So getting the pit stop done and keeping myself up front, I think is going to be the biggest factors to be able to win next week.
Definitely. And obviously, one last final question. Is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to before I let you go today?
Yeah, I want to give you guys a huge shout out for putting on the broadcast. It's always fun to listen to you. But as soon as I hear you guys start talking about the broadcast curse, I always put my other headphone on so I can't hear it. Hopefully, trying to psych myself out, thinking you guys aren't talking about me. I want to give Andrew a huge shout out for putting on all these races. Like Kenza said, it's crazy how he puts on a race for us almost every single night, and it's always a safe environment. People get heated, people get angry, but at the end of the day, nobody really holds any grudges. So it's always fun to come back here, no matter what league or what series or car we're racing in. It's always a good time, and it's always competitive. I want to give my family a huge shout out for allowing me to do this on Tuesdays and the occasional Sunday. To give Truth a huge shout out for painting the truck for me. It's awesome to be able to run the Marine Corps logo and everything on the truck with the Hunter Lopez Foundation on it as well. Any chance that I get, I would always love to represent the Hunter Lopez Foundation because of the impact he had on me.
That's crazy, man. You know, I still think back to that conversation we first had when we were holding the event for the Hunter Lopez Foundation, and the story you told me, and you know, it still fascinates me what kind of impact that he had on not only you but others as well. So definitely, you guys go ahead and Google, the Hunter Lopez Foundation, make a donation. It's definitely 100% well worth it. But Alex, man, congratulations on your race win here in Chicago, and we'll see you next week when we head to Gateway.
Thanks, y'all. See you next week.
All right. See, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, driver of that number 77, United Marines Corps number 77 Chevrolet, Alex Gates. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us right here on the Racers Elite Network for round number 6 of the Tuesday night truck series presented by Racers Elite. If you guys do like what you see and would like to join us, just head over to racerelite.com and get a link up into our Discord, and Andrew Teft, he will be more than happy to help get you set up. And let me tell you what, great group of guys here. You guys will not be disappointed if you guys do come and run with us. And ladies and gentlemen, as always remember, no matter what you do in life, ladies and gentlemen, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, just go and make it fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a beautiful, amazing time zone. See you next week.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.